Right now, as you're listening to this, there is a frantic, high stakes balancing act happening inside your body every single second. It's this incredible chemical tightrope walk, and it's what's keeping you alive. So let's dive into this amazing, invisible system. It all boils down to this one number, 7.40. That's it. This is the perfect pH for your blood. And it's not just a nice goal to have. No, it is absolutely essential for your cells to work and, well, for you to survive. But holding on to it, that's a constant battle. So that's really the big question, isn't it? Why does your body pour so much energy, 24/7, into protecting this one super specific number? Well, to really get why the defense is so important, we gotta understand the threat it's up against. And that brings us right to the heart of the matter. To keep that perfect balance, your body is fighting a nonstop internal war. To put it simply, your body has an acid problem. That's right. I mean, the very things that give you energy, breaking down food, using your muscles, just living, all of those processes are constantly churning out acid as a waste product. Your body is basically its own little acid factory. And we are not talking about a tiny amount here. It's a massive, massive load of acid. Every single day, just by being you, your body produces enough potential acid to throw your pH way off. That is, if it was just left to build up. It's like a constant acidic siege from the inside. And here he is. This is the villain of our story, the hydrogen ion, H+. You see, when these little guys start to build up, they are super reactive. They just want to glom onto things, especially your proteins, changing their shape and stopping them from doing their jobs. So the takeaway is this. Too much acid literally shuts down the machinery of your cells. It affects everything. So how in the world does your body fight back against this relentless acid attack? Well, the first line of defense is instantaneous. It's called the buffer system. Seriously, think of these chemical buffers as your body's own paramedics. They're already on the scene, just circulating in your blood, waiting. The moment, the very fraction of a second, an extra acid molecule shows up, bam, they jump in and neutralize the threat before it can cause any real trouble. And what's so cool is how elegant this is. The main player is the bicarbonate system. A dangerous hydrogen ion appears on the scene. Bicarbonate swoops in and grabs it. Together they form a weak acid, which almost immediately splits into two things your body loves, harmless water and carbon dioxide. Threat neutralized, just like that. And this right here is the absolute key. This is the main takeaway. It's not about how much acid you have or how much bicarbonate you have. It's all about the ratio between them. Your body's entire mission is to keep that ratio perfectly balanced, to protect that magic number, 7.40. Okay, but what happens when the buffers start to get overwhelmed? They're amazing, but they're a temporary fix, not a permanent solution. They need backup. And that brings us to the second line of defense, your lungs. So if the buffers are the first responders, your lungs are like the rapid response team, the SWAT team. They kick into gear within minutes, and they provide a huge boost to the whole acid-fighting operation. And they do it with something you do all day, every day, breathing. So remember how that bicarbonate system cleverly turned dangerous acid into carbon dioxide? Well, what do you do with carbon dioxide? You breathe it out. And this is how much potential acid in the form of CO2 your lungs get rid of every single day. It's incredible. Just by breathing, you are performing a massive act of acid removal. Now, your lungs are incredibly fast and powerful, but they're not a perfect fix. They can usually handle about 50 to 75% of an acid problem, but they can't quite get that pH all the way back to 7.40 by themselves. For that, we need the final ultimate controller. All right, this is where the heavy machinery rolls in, the slow, methodical, but unbelievably powerful system that gets the final say on your body's pH, your kidneys. This timeline just lays it all out so perfectly, doesn't it? Buffers are instant, on the scene in seconds. The lungs jump in within minutes. But the kidneys, they take their time. They work over hours, even days. And why are they so slow? Because they aren't just putting a Band-Aid on the problem. They are correcting it for good. Let's look at this little showdown here. Lungs are fast, but they're only partially effective. All they can do is blow off CO2. The kidneys, on the other hand, are slow, but they are 100% effective. They don't just move the acid around, they physically remove it from the body in urine. And they can even make new bicarbonate to restock your buffer supplies. They are the true masters of this game. And they do all this with two genius moves. First, they are master recyclers, making sure not a single drop of that precious bicarbonate gets lost in your urine. They reabsorb all of it. And second, they actively pump those dangerous hydrogen ions out of your blood and into the urine, getting rid of them forever. So what's the big picture here? Why does all of this invisible, complex stuff matter so much for our long-term health? Well, this is why it matters. If the acid in your body gets too high for too long, that's a state called acidemia. Your body has one last, desperate emergency buffer, your own bones. It will literally start pulling alkaline minerals out of your skeleton to neutralize the acid in your blood. It's a short-term fix that comes at a huge long-term price, leading to weaker bones. So, as you can see, it's just this beautiful, complex, multi-layered defense system. You've got the instant action of chemical buffers, the rapid response from the lungs, and the slow, deliberate, perfect control of the kidneys, all working together in this incredible harmony, all to protect one number, 7.40. It's truly an amazing process, and it works tirelessly, 24/7, without you ever having to think about it. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other incredible, invisible systems are humming away inside of you right this second just to keep you alive?